I'm dxthelb.
And I'm Janik1968 with RuneNews. As you're probably aware, Mark Gerhard, otherwise known as Mod MMG, recently found a copy of RuneScape dating way back to 2007 and posted a question to the RuneScape community. Should we bring back this old school version of RuneScape? A poll would be online for 2 weeks. Now there was a catch to this vote. You have to be a paying member of RuneScape to take part in this particular vote, and you could only vote once for that account. What you're seeing on the screen right now was the total amount of votes needed to bring back the 2007 version of RuneScape. DX, you were monitoring the voting process from start to finish. How did you see the voting go?
Well, the 50,000 votes mark was reached within about 4 hours of the vote being launched, which was fully expected. It took just over a week for the vote to reach 250,000. Interestingly enough, shortly after the vote did reach 250,000 votes, there was an immediate boost in the speed of the people voting, which lasted for about 24 hours. In the end, the vote fell just short of 500,000. It reached 449,351, a mere 51,649 votes shy of the 500,000 mark. We're just receiving some breaking news, so I'm going to send it back to you, Janik.
Thank you, DX. I've just received a statement from the CEO of Jagex. After running for 2 straight weeks, the Old School RuneScape poll has now closed, finishing with 449,351 supporting votes in total. Although sadly, the final tally has fallen short of the 500,000 to 750,000 targets. The incredible passion from the Old School RuneScape community and their supportive friends has inspired us to offer something special to kick off this new service. We've been overjoyed by the enthusiasm and the goodwill amongst the community since the start of the poll. There is clearly a super passionate group of RuneScapers who have shown that they are nostalgic for the old school gameplay. As a gesture of our own goodwill and aspiration for this newly established community to flourish and to hopefully grow, I've decided that we will not be charging the additional $5 membership fee for at least the next 6 months. The enthusiasm for the service and positive early start have been great to witness, with many people voting just to help out their friends, which is truly an awesome show of camaraderie and possibly unique to our great community. Now that Old School RuneScape has been launched, we need to see how many players will actually use this service on a regular basis. Should the community continue to grow and the players remain engaged, then the service will remain as a free benefit to our cherished members. Obviously, should player activity decline over the next 6 months rather than grow, we would have to introduce an additional $5 membership fee to fund the ongoing service. A small development team will remain dedicated to the Old School RuneScape, both fixing any issues that may crop up and being available to work on the tweaks and changes to the game over time. We remain committed to making Old School RuneScape an exclusively community-driven service. You can be sure we will not make any design changes to the game without the community voting on it first. Starting in a few weeks, we'll have regular polls for the Old School RuneScape community to decide which changes they do or don't want made. Shortlisted from your discussions in the Old School Feedback Forum. We'll also be adding in more of the latest anti-bot technology into Old School RuneScape. so that we can uphold our stance on zero tolerance on cheating, botters, and gold farmers. Wow, now that was an awesome announcement by Mark Gerhard, Jagex CEO. 6 months of additional access to the Old School RuneScape server, regular polls on possible updates, and the possibility of the continual free access for members. It's now up to you, the good people of RuneScape, to ultimately decide on whether or not the Old School RuneScape remains free to all members, or whether or not you'll end up paying an additional $5. We will follow up on the Old School RuneScape when we take a trip back in time to see for ourselves how RuneScape looked back in 2007. Until then, I am Janek1968.
And I'm dxthelb from RuneNews.